हर गुज़रता हुआ वक्त मुझे ये सिखा रहा है कि अगर मैं कामयाब नहीं हुआ तो कोई मेरा अपना नहीं होगा. I think for students, home should be more of a comfort place rather than a courtroom for their dreams.
Go through a lot of traumas.
So, what is the bad and the good side of the social media?
When you create content on a daily basis, it's more like work to you.
Do you advise the young people to start creating the content online because they might be immature to handle the negative sides of the social media?
I wouldn't suggest to make it as a career. You always need to have a plan B.
What are your thoughts on the education system in India?
Is he learning about life? Is he learning about how to communicate with people? The pressure has come from our parents.
What's your thought on the entrepreneurship?
When you leave home, when you're in a different country, you learn things the hard way. First thing that has happened to our society,
I would love to hear something personal from you.
you lose both the relationship and the argument. कोई वफा के लिए रोता है और कोई अपने वफादार होने पे.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rise and Radiate with Anjum. Today I'm joined by someone who represents the young generation voices online and whose work has reached to millions of people, and also who has a unique perspective on social media, life and mental health. I have with me Wasil.
Hi.
Hi Wasil. You're a young content creator building your presence online, and why you started creating content at such a young age?
Honestly, it was more like a personal challenge to step out of my comfort zone and speak freely. But over time, I realized that I need to make content that will relate to people, that will make them feel or see things differently. And I wanted to create something impactful, even if it's just one person at a time.
But how difficult it is to create something that connects with people.
Well, people in our generation go through a lot of, traumas, and there are a lot of things that they go through mentally as well as physically. So when we create something that we have been through ourselves, it's not just us who are going through that or who have went through that. There are millions of people out there who can share their experiences, who can connect to those things that we say online, that we create online. So yeah, it's not that difficult, but yes, it drains you out mentally sometimes because there comes a point in your creation where you get that creator's block, where you don't know what to make, what will people relate to. So yeah, it is a bit difficult sometimes.
So, what do you think? What kind of a pressure comes with being in a public eye at such a young age?
Well, you need to keep yourself humble because there are a lot of young people that look up to you, that see your content every day, and they want, even there are people out there who want to create something similar. And there are people who know me personally, who live where I live, who see me on a day-to-day basis, or even like once in a week. So keeping yourself, down to earth, that is really important because fame has a way of getting into your head and making you feel high on the cloud. But you
Yes.
need to realize that you know it can just, like this, it can go away and you can just come back to the ground. So you need to
Yeah.
keep yourself humble. You need to keep that image of yours where where you're not too arrogant, where you do not have uh, ego feeding upon your fame. So yeah.
So, what is the bad and the good side of the social media? Because a lot of people, I see the young creators, their life surrounded by just with the views, likes, and comments. So, how do you think, the good and the bad side of the social media?
Well, the good side of social media is that it helps a lot of people. It helps a lot of people make money. It helps people mentally as well because they see things on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube that helps them calm down, that they can relate to. But the bad side of Instagram or any other social media platform is that it can be as addictive as any drug there is.
Yeah.
Because once you start scrolling, uh, it just pulls you in, and you don't even realize how time flies by. You've been scrolling for hours and you wouldn't even realize it. But as a content creator, the bad side of Instagram, I think, is that, you know, it just, at a point, it just makes you feel really, really uncomfortable. Because once you start creating content, once you start getting those likes and views, it doesn't stay consistent. It's supposed to go down at some point, then come back to the same point. But that fraction of time where the likes and the views and the interaction is low, that messes up your head. That makes you think that you're not doing it right, which you are actually, because you have been creating the same content your whole life and you're doing it now as well. But social media has a way of making you think that you're worthless. Uh, so that affects people in a really bad way.
It affects you as well, how people
Yes,
sees you.
yes, it has affected me for a long time because when TikTok got banned, I didn't just switch to Reels because I was really disappointed. I had a lot of followers on TikTok, and I had put a lot of work into it. I guess 4 years of my life, I was making content on TikTok and everything, and then all of a sudden, it suddenly got banned, and people switched to Reels quickly in a month or so. But it took me more than, I guess, 2 years to come back to social media because I was mentally in a really bad shape. There was other perspectives in my life that had gone wrong, but I guess social media had a big impact on it because, when you create content on a daily basis, it's more like work to you. It's not just you're creating content, it's more like
Yeah.
work to you.
Yeah.
And when all of a sudden that gets snatched from you, you go into that hole which you can't crawl out of that
Yeah.
easily. So it took me almost 2 years to come back to social media and create something meaningful. That, as I told you earlier, that over time I wanted to create something that was meaningful, that could make
Yes.
people feel, or even see things differently, even
Yeah.
if it's just one
Yeah.
person at a time.
So, as a young content creator, do you advise the young people to start creating the content online because they might be immature to handle the negative sides of the social media?
Like you're speaking about the trolls and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
See, it's okay to put your thoughts uh, in a shape of a video and post it on any social media platform you want. But I wouldn't suggest to make it as a career. You need to have skills that if things go wrong, you always need to have a plan B. There's this thing that people plan that if we are successful, we are going to do this.
Yes.
But they don't ask themselves, what if it doesn't work out? What am I going to do then? You
Yeah.
need to start asking yourself that question as well, that what if it all goes south?
Yeah.
Then what am I going to do? Then what do I have to do to make things work, to make a living? That question doesn't come to their mind. They just start investing their selves, their time, their
Yeah.
money, their mental, they
They
are
make
mentally,
social
yeah.
media their
they
whole
they they
life.
mix it with their personal life, and
Yes.
that is the biggest mistake, that you mix social media with your personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do make videos from the experience that comes from your personal life, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't mix it.
Yeah, you can be creative, you can try your creative side, but do not take social media as like, burden on
Yeah,
your shoulder.
yeah.
Yes.
It's more like you need to keep it. You need to make it a part of your life, not your whole
Yes.
life.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes.
it's more like it's a similar thing to relationships. Like you make a person your whole life, and
Yeah.
that gets your life messy when that doesn't work out. So
Right,
it's
right.
similar with your job or with your content creation as well,
Yeah.
because when you make something your whole life, and there's a high chance that it won't work out, and
Right.
then you're lost. You don't know what to do with your life.
Yes. And what are your thoughts on the education system in India?
I guess the biggest flaw in our education system is that we keep children in school or in college from 8 to 5 to make them study and everything. But as a parent, as a teacher, you need to focus more to build a skill set in a kid, because this generation right now, let's face it, that there is no value of a graduation degree or a master's degree right now. If you don't have a skill set, no one is going to hire you.
Right.
If you don't have a skill set, how are you going to compete in this world right now? I have
Yeah.
done a job, I have done a 9 to 5 job for a long time,
Yeah.
I have done a night shift for a long time, but
Yeah.
it made me realize that when you start getting in that job where you don't have a particular skill set, you learn from that job, you will get stuck in it.
Right, and I think the education system, like in my perspective, education system, you need to have a more of a practical knowledge than just the
Yeah,
theoretical. Because the problem is like a student will be judged on the 5 pages of answers that the student gonna write.
that perspective was created by, I guess the biggest flaw in our lives are that most of the parents nowadays, all they care about is the grades and their kids are getting. All they care about is the marks their kids are getting in the final semesters or in the school. But what they should be really focusing on, that what is he learning in school? What
Absolutely.
is he learning? Like, is he learning about life? Is he learning about how to communicate with people? I think I won't talk about anyone else. I'll talk about myself, that my content got better. My content got really better, and I got really comfortable with making content when I studied mass communications, because we had to
Right.
sit in groups and discuss about things. We had to sit, and if I would have bunked the college, I wouldn't have gone to the classes. If I wouldn't have focused, I wouldn't be here sitting right in front of you right now.
So you basically implemented what you learned in
Yeah,
your college,
exactly.
and this is very, very
Yeah,
important.
I have
Yes.
studied mass communication and journalism. I can go right now. I can interview for some news channel, and I can go get into it. But
Right.
the thing is that I have harnessed those skills, and I'm putting it to use right here, right now, by
Yeah.
communicating with you, speaking about things with you. But there are so many people out there who has a tons of knowledge in their head, but they don't know how to say it out loud because they are not comfortable
Yes.
speaking with other people.
And they're not even comfortable to talk to their parents that
Exactly.
they are interested in, certain courses, or they want to do what they want to do in their life, and their shoulders are always burdened. And I think the student struggle that nobody talks about is the pressure of proving other people worth, and to proving other people their worth in life. And
Yeah.
also, if when the student actually opt for abroad studies, especially when they are
Hmm.
going out, it is not just about the your study, it's about your day to day struggle that you face, and you don't tell this to anyone back in your home as well. And there's also a pressure that if I fail in life and if I fail in abroad, I cannot go back to home.
Yeah, see, the thing is that the pressure has come from our parents
Yes.
since a really young, early in your age.
Yeah.
When you start going to school, everything becomes about school, about the studies you're doing. So,
It's all
so
about the marks. So
yeah,
the one who will score.
so a kid is in school from 8 to 5 or eight to
Yes.
four for 9 hours. He's in school. He's cut off from the world, and he's school. He's learning something. At least give your kid 2 to 3 hours so he can develop some skill. He can try communicating with you, with
Yeah.
a parent or with a guardian. But I guess our parents have snatched, most of the parents nowadays have snatched that liberty from so many kids that they don't talk to them about life.
I think a problem nowadays is like, parents compare their child with another. All right, that also an added pressure on the student's shoulder,
See,
and it also affects the student. I understand, like, parents, maybe their intentions are right and they just want to motivate their child, but the thing is like a constant comparison between two different students, because there can be a different skill
yeah,
set. Okay, I may be good at the music, I might score 50% in my graduation, and
yeah,
I'm good at the music,
exactly.
right? So it's as you said, I think skill set is very, very important, and parents should make their kids that comfortable that a child can walk up to you and can discuss with you everything without being fear of being judged. There should be no fear of being judged, at least. And I think a family should be a comfort zone for a student. It should not be like a courtroom for a student.
Yeah, exactly. See, I have done things differently in my life because I had no pressure from my parents about the studies or anything, which I was
Yeah.
good at anyways. But
Yeah.
I really never had any pressure, and I guess that is the only reason that I'm good at like things that I do,
Yeah.
because I had no added pressure. Yeah, I had responsibilities on my hand. I had to do things for my family, but when it came to studies, my father and my mother, the only thing they said is like, do whatever your heart wants to do. You don't
Yeah.
have to listen to anyone. You don't have to look at anyone that he is doing medical or he is doing non-medical. So you have to go. Even if you want to choose arts, do it. But make sure that if you're doing it, you do it in a proper way. You don't you at least learn something out of it. If you're studying for 4 years, if you're doing your graduation out of your, like, you're out of your state, you're in some other state, you're doing your graduation, you know you're investing your money, time, your mental health, you're investing everything in it.
Yeah.
So make sure that you at least learn 10% out of it that you can use in your day-to-day
Yeah,
life.
and implement in your
Yeah.
life. Yes,
So
yes.
I guess that was the biggest thing that my family did, that they never pressured me or my sister. We chose what we wanted to do, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting right in front of you right now.
What's your thought on the entrepreneurship?
I have been thinking about, let's be honest, I have been thinking about so many things. You can't be stuck to a job
Yeah.
your whole life,
Yes.
because it will literally suck you dry,
Yeah.
mentally as well as physically.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you don't have to do a job, but being stuck to that job for the rest of your life, that is stupidity. Because if you're doing a job, you're doing a 9 to 5 job, you're earning money, you need to start saving up some amount of that money, and you need to start making a vision that in 5 years of time I will have to do this thing, so I have to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
You have to research about those things. See, it's the business is all about a research, risk, and
And yeah, entrepreneurship, it's not about the product, it's not about your idea of a startup. I think entrepreneurship is a mindset where you actually acceptance is very important
or
when,
it
yes,
is.
in entrepreneurship,
Yep.
where you have to accept that it's a graph, it cannot go up all the time, it might go up, it might go down.
Down.
Okay, it cannot be just a straight line.
Like,
So
see,
this mindset is very
yeah,
important.
see, a friend of ours just opened up a store back home a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And the only advice all of us gave him, my dad or my uncles who are already doing business, who already own stores, the only advice that they gave him was be patient.
Yes.
Because it's all about up and downs. It's all about being patient, because, as you said, this
Yeah.
line cannot be straight all the time.
Straight. Yeah. Yeah, it's a graph. It can go up, it
It
can
can
go
go
down,
down.
and you have to prepare yourself for it. It's not, and not quitting. Like, you, if you start anything, entrepreneurship, this journey comes with the acceptance that you don't have to quit even in your lowest days.
Yes.
You cannot feel good all the time. There might be the days where you will feel slow.
See, the thing is that when you do a business, or
Yeah.
when you're into a business, the thing is that if you quit,
Yeah.
you never know what was coming your way.
And you might quit just because one station
Just
before
before
your,
that
yes,
moment.
yes.
See, there might be a time when you won't earn much for months,
Yes.
for 4 months or for 5 months.
Yeah.
But there will be a day when you will earn every ounce of money that you had, thought about in those 5 months in just one day.
Yeah.
Because that is how business is. And it's all about connections, it's all
Yeah.
about trust, it's all
Yes.
about the product you're selling, it's all about the mindset you're
Yes.
selling to people.
It's very
So
important.
if the person you're doing business with
Yes.
looks at you and he sees a quitter, he will never do business with you.
Never.
But if you're confident enough, if you know that there are gonna be good times, there are gonna be bad times, and
Yeah.
I just have to go with it. So that means, like, when someone is looking at you, he sees someone who is willing to struggle through everything, and he would be more than happy to invest in you.
Absolutely.
And in a business, people don't invest in a business. If I'm being honest, people don't invest in a business. They invest in the person who is representing the other side of the business.
Yes, yes. So it's not just about the business,
No.
it's about the idea, and also
About the
more
person
about
who
the
is
person.
selling
It's
the
very,
business to the other person. Yeah.
yes, it's very important. And nowadays, I think what I have seen is like a lot of students from Kashmir, they are going abroad for their studies
Yeah.
to many different countries
Yeah.
and for the courses. What are your views on it?
See, I think that is nice because, when you leave home, when you
Yes.
go live alone, when you leave home, when you're in a different country, you learn things the hard way.
Yes.
You learn micromanagement, you
Yes.
learn managing your life and your work and your.
It's not about the degrees only,
No,
like, it's not about the
no.
degree at
It's
all.
it's the experience that you're getting that matters.
Yes.
That is valuable because, you're alone in a country for 4 years studying.
Yes.
So after those 4 years, like, you balanced your college and your life.
Yes.
That
You know
give you
how to
enough
manage, yeah.
that gives you enough experience to balance the work life and your personal life in that same country. And
Yes.
it gives you the liberty of connecting with people from different faiths, different different cultures, and that
Yes.
gives you the idea of how the market works these days.
Yes, and also I think one of the best thing is like everybody feels equal when they go
Yeah,
outside. So students, they are working part time to meet their day to day
yeah.
needs, which they might feel little ashamed to do it in their
See,
local
see,
area.
the thing is, I think the worst thing that has happened to our society is that uh, if a person goes abroad to study,
Yeah,
he works a part-time shift. He's proud of it, and so many people around him are proud of it, or her are proud of it because they're working.
taking care of their living
Yeah,
expenses on their own.
but
It's
what
very
happens
important.
here in
Yeah.
India is that if a person goes working part-time, he will be named as someone as a failure,
Yeah, and who is not doing well in
who's
life.
not doing well in life.
Yeah.
But I think people need to quit this mindset because everyone is nowadays, they just want to earn money, they just want to provide for their family, they just want to be happy.
And I think it's really good. So when you become an independent, and when you have money, and when you have this courage to study, and that's how when you live abroad and when you study abroad, it's not just about the degree, it's about your day to day life. It's about, if you want to expense this much of money, if you are spending $500, you're also coming up with an idea how you can earn
Yeah,
$500 a
that's
month.
what that's
That
what
is
I
very
told you,
important.
that
Yeah.
you learn to micromanage
You learn to
things.
micromanage.
See,
Yes.
a person who has never traveled by without his own car, when he goes outside of India to to work or to, it takes him a while
Yeah.
to get that car there. But the thing is, back home, it was owned by someone else, or it was your father's money. But
Yeah.
when you go abroad, when you work every day,
Yes.
a 12-hour shift or an
Yes.
8-hour shift,
Yes.
you learn to save up that amount of money for a period of time where you can actually
Absolutely.
go and get that, get that car you wanted.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you learn to micromanage things, and it makes your life way better. Because I will
Way
tell you
better.
one thing:
Yeah.
I was really short tempered, I was really impulsive, but that all of that changed the moment I left Kashmir and I came to Chandigarh to to study. I guess it made me a better person in so many ways, because
Yes.
it pushed me to wake up early. It
Yes.
pushed me to do my own laundry.
Yes.
It
Yes.
pushed me to cook.
Yeah.
So I won't lie. In the beginning, I
Yeah.
used to order, but then there came a time where
Life
I
happened.
realized that if I keep ordering food like this, if I keep ordering around everything and don't cook myself,
It will
I
not
will be
work.
bankrupted in a
Yeah.
month. So yeah, so it took me a while to realize that, but yeah, I found my way through
Yeah,
around it.
I think I connect with you very well because I'm born and brought up in Delhi, so I started my business in Delhi. So when I moved to Dubai after 10 years, it was really difficult for me because here I was riding my own car,
Yeah,
and when you go to Dubai or maybe to any other country, it's
yeah.
not easy, that you go
It
there.
never is.
To wrap up, I would love to hear something personal from you, and tell me something that really resonates with you.
I think the best thing that I have learned in life so far is that communication isn't the key. Communication isn't always the key if the other person doesn't have a sense of understanding. And that can be your father or your mother or your partner. So if the other person doesn't have a sense of understanding, no matter how much you try to communicate with them, you'll always fail.
Right. What else?
You're not supposed to win or lose an argument. You're supposed to come to a mutual understanding. Otherwise, you lose both the relationship and the argument.
Right. Vasil, you do a lot of Urdu poetries as well, right? Tell me one of your favorite Urdu poetries as well.
I think the only thing that I can think of right now is that कोई वफा के लिए रोता है और कोई अपने वफादार होने पे. So, as a CEO of a consultancy company, I think you're more focused on education and and kids and everything. So,
Yeah.
what do you think, and what are your thoughts? Something you want to share?
I think for students, home should be more of a comfort place rather than a courtroom for their dreams.
Exactly.
Because life is way more important than just the grades.
Yeah.
हर गुज़रता हुआ वक्त मुझे ये सिखा रहा है कि अगर मैं कामयाब नहीं हुआ तो कोई मेरा अपना नहीं होगा.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Vasil, for joining me, and thank you so much for sharing your journey as well.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, everyone, for watching Rise and Radiate with Anjum. Stay connected.